So, if we know that doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, well, that would be insanity, right? So, that means that you need to do things a different way. Turn it upside down. Your language is backwards. Go reverse some stuff. You really want to freak yourself out? Go reverse something like, I love you. Or, fuck you. Yeah, just go reverse it. They got a reverse app speech you can put on here and do this. I'm going to talk to you about languages. Look, it's not just the way they've turned it around. You got to remember that languages are numbers, and it's kind of like numerology, and it's a way of casting. Like when you cast spells, like even a casting crew, right? You cast for the movie. Isn't that amazing? You see these words? You see the development of them. See, they develop the spell. They tell you what to be afraid of, and then you start becoming afraid of it, and it gains in power until they're able to achieve it. So why do I want to talk to you about languages? You better look this up. Do you know there's only one language in this world that is not related to, you know, the Greek and the Latin and the Germanic and all? Look, those are all related. I can prove it to you. Just look this up. You can go Google it, okay? There is a place called the Basque Institute. The Basque Institute had to develop a written language for these people. They already had their own written language, but they didn't understand it. They could not understand where it came from. It did not fit in with the other languages. So they have this Basque Institute of Languages, and it's the only language in the world that is not related to the other languages. Now, they're light-skinned to medium-skinned, green to brown to dark eyes. Some of them have lighter but not really blue. They think they came from when Atlantis fell. Now, there was a war on Atlantis, right? Okay. RH negative O. Remember this. Okay? Now, when it sunk, there were several places the survivors would have went. One was the Basque Islands, Croatia, Ireland, Scotland, you know, any of the outlying areas. And that's why you only get a, 2% of the population is RH negative O. And then now we have RH negative O is also in the Queen's bloodline. Now, I want you guys to think about something. In every family, is there not the really good people in the family? And are there not those really bad people in those families? So, this is just my theory, okay? I'm just looking at languages and bloodlines, okay? RH negative O is the only bloodline that has to have their own blood type. But they're kind of a universal blood donor. Does that mean something? Yeah, it definitely means something. I don't know what, but it means there is a difference there. So, it's like I could see what a lot of these beings are doing, these other RH negative O's, or There's some in with the real society, which you'll hear about that, and Hitler's look for this, and what it was is they have talents, and they probably were powerful. They probably didn't even need to speak at one time. They probably were telepathic. I don't know, but something happened, okay? And I see this coming to a head now. You have to understand that no matter what part of the world you are from, you are going to be related to many people, okay? And if you're not related to them, your family members are going to be married to or related to them. I want you to think about this. If you're standing in a room full of people, every fourth one you are related to by marriage or directly. So we need to start pulling the family together. And who is the family? There's only two different people here. I just want you guys to know this. There's something called the haves and the have-nots. Do you understand? It doesn't matter what color, religion, gender, or whatever. They have no use for you. You, the majority of the population, are what they call the meat class or the slave class. I don't care what color you are. It's just the way it is. And they have their elitists that are every color, okay? They don't have a problem with any racial tensions amongst themselves. It's all about the money and the control. And until you get it, they're going to get to you. I mean, they use your energy. They use your children. Look at it. And you know what? You know how you can stop it? Just one day. Just one day. Everybody not shop. Don't go to town. Don't drive your car. And don't go to work. Just one day. And watch and see what happens. See, you've had the power the whole time. They've just made you afraid that you didn't. They made you afraid of a disease that was non-existent. I guarantee you the cure that they had for this was way worse than what they were claiming to be helping. Just like any conflict that they go to help, they're not helping the conflict, they're driving the conflict. If you look at these people and what they have done, they're warmongers. This is what they do. You want to know how profitable war is? Let's just think about it, shall we? This will give you nightmares. And by the way, when you look at stuff like this and deal with stuff like this at night before you go to bed, think of the best things. And say your intentions to the universe. I do. And that helps because it's hard to deal with this. And that helps. You got to clear it. Okay? You have been lied to about everything. There's not one thing that they have said to you that is the truth of your history, where you're from, who you are, just like Atlanteans and just like the Bells, Tartaria. All of these different, there's another Moorish community too. Yeah, they were very advanced. Something happened there. It's war. Okay, let's talk about this war. Why do we have to have war? Why do we have to have conflict? Well, because there's not enough land? No, wrong answer. Not enough resources? No, wrong answer. Because people are fighting amongst themselves? No, it's the wrong answer. There's a few people in power who cause conflicts by causing poverty, less opportunities for some, more opportunities for others. What does this do? Well, what do you think? If you have kids, just give one a popsicle and tell the others you don't have any more popsicles. You'll walk out of the room. Everybody's like, my kids will share it. Yeah, sometimes not, right? Okay, there's always those kids, right? So, with war, let's look at it. When you have war, you have to have a production of ammo, artillery, and planes, and all these good weapons, right? And then, of course, the people for the weapons. Don't worry, they'll need a lot of therapy later on, and there's another bit of money to be made in the pharmaceuticals with antidepressants and doctors. Okay, so look, watch this, okay? So then you got your soldiers going over there. And then there's resources over there. They're going to pick up on those, whether it's oil, gas, children. It's usually all of it. They're strategically getting in a certain place. But what happens during these war conflicts is people get bombed, people get lost, especially the children. Then we have people going across the border and children going across the border fleeing these terrible atrocities and this genocide. And what happens to them? Well, they get trafficked too. So then we have that. And then we're going to send Amnesty International and the UN and all these people in there because they're going to help, right? You know, all of those agencies have been caught up trafficking children. I just thought you'd like to know that. See, as a social worker, I look at everything. And when I went to school, I was serious about it. I wanted to know what was going on with all these agencies. And I just thought it would be a really good thing to know. Okay? I did internships several places. And I have found the truth is the system is not broke. It works very well. It doesn't work very well for most people. Okay? But it works very well for them. So, you're asking them to fix something that they don't think is broke because it's not broke for them. It's broke for you. So what do you have to do? You have to break the system. You have to stop it. And you know what is so simple? It is so simple. Let me tell you what. You need to read about the war in Germany. And during Christmas one time, the troops on their own decided, fuck everything. They weren't going to fight that day. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine if all the soldiers tomorrow said, you know, we don't want to do this anymore. We want to go home to our families. Or you know what? How about we do stuff that we're supposed to do while we're here? How about we start fixing the infrastructure? Imagine what would happen. Just try to imagine something else besides this, because they want you to think about this all the time, because this causes stress. This causes just like what they feed off of, the fear and the terror of other people. They keep saying, you know what, Americans got to quit supporting is not real. Is not. It is not real. It isn't. And so, neither is this government. I mean, you're talking about a corporation. And not just one, a few corporations. And it's not just the United States, it's the whole earth. Don't ever let them ever convince you of anything else, because it's not. And other countries feel just like we do. They don't want no part of this. They didn't sign on for this. We don't want this. We need to stop this. Hey, it's that simple. You need to stop it. Whether you're just saying something, whether you're protesting by not buying certain items that support the genocide, whatever you got to do. And just remember, it's all for profit. There's nobody being helped. So lie, like everything else. Try doing something different. I am.